Hi, everybody. Welcome to Entrepreneurship. This is a live recording and a live session. Although we don't have anybody in the house or in the room, however, I will proceed as I'm supposed to. So what I wanted to do is just give you feedback on the assignment. Unfortunately, I don't have assignments that I can, look at and, we go over and see the content, etc. But what I did was I did make, write some insights as I was marking some things that I picked up from you guys. So the first thing with the assignment is that you had to have the correct assignment. There were people that did not have the correct assignment. So let's say make sure you have the correct assignment. And with regards to that, I did show you during the NSS where exactly you could get the correct assignment. It had to have a W on it. So if you're looking at the ENTR5112 code, the one with the W indicates that it is a distance learning assignment. And then the referencing rubric, you will have seen with your marks, some of you lost 5%, some of you lost 10%, and some of you got flagged for plagiarism. That's if you did not have any in-text referencing or if you did not have a reference list or both. And that is obviously for crimes that are way bigger than the maximum deductible 10%. So you were required to obviously do the assignment and do the referencing. And with regards to the questions, you had to then say what type of entrepreneurial venture you think this Tumi's business is, the car wash, and which key functional areas that are important. However, they normally say important, but really it is all of them. Every functional area. You cannot say accounting is more important than marketing because you might have accounting, but without the marketing you can't advertise the books. And you also can't say marketing over accounting because yes, you might be able to advertise your product, etc., but at the end of the day you need to be able to calculate the money that you're making, the money that it's costing, your business is costing you, etc. So all of them are important. And then you have to discuss whether the venture is a micro, small, or a medium-sized business, and depending on the reasoning that you had, you got your marks accordingly. So let me actually go to this document. The first thing that I realized and noticed is that, like I said, you guys did not have the correct assignment. And then number two is that an assignment is an exhibition of your work. That means that you need to write, and let me say, full answers every single time. For instance, if there are 8 key functional areas, or in fact, then discuss all 8. If there is 9, discuss all 9. Do not just discuss 3, because I cannot give you marks for something that you did not write. And here's the third one. I cannot award marks for something that you did not write. So you might be correct and say these are the top 3 that are important for Dumi. However, there are still maybe 5 others that you did not discuss. I can only give you marks for the 3 that you've discussed. So no matter what the question looks like, and if you look at this question over here, it says functional management skills that are important to Dumi. They make it sound as if it's for Dumi only, but as a matter of fact, like I said earlier, they are all important, and hence you would have to discuss all of them. Number 4 is that I've seen some of you guys do not use the prescribed textbook. So what you will find is that some of the answers, they're not quite accurate, and therefore you cannot get your maximum marks. And then number 5, not going through the recordings. And this is, the national support session recording and the recordings of every single section, I guess, every single chapter, because I do give out hints, etc., and really advices and insights on what it is that you can do in order for you to improve your work. And you can clearly see those people that have gone through my recordings, gone through, the various advices that I give you guys, and you can see the difference between those people and those that don't, and which also correlates with this 6th one, which is not watching the NSS. The national support session, that's where we really go through everything that pertains to the assignment. And I did try to give you guys insights as to what it is that you should do. And you can clearly see those people that were just, in a rush to get their assignments submitted or completed. And then number 7, not answering questions in detail, which is also, related to this one where I say that I cannot award you marks for something that you did not write. If, again, it's an exhibition. An assignment is an exhibition of your work, and hence do not assume that the person knows what you're talking about. The person that's reading, assume that the person that is reading does not know what you are talking about. And then on number 8, merely listing rather than explaining. Some of you would say, oh, the macroeconomic environment elements are, and you name all 5 or all 6. After you name all 6, you do not explain them, you do not provide examples. So of course, you wouldn't be able to get all your marks for that. And then consider the mark allocation. And let me put this in this way. Consider the mark allocation. The reason is because if a question is out of 30, for instance, the amount of effort that you put in your answer will differ to a question that is out of 15 marks. So you need to be able to see what is the mark allocation and allow that to dictate the amount of efforts that you put in per question. And then number 10 is not reading to understand what was asked of you. Some of you could really see that you're not really reading and understanding what has been asked, and therefore when you answer, you are going off a tangent or you're off ramping from the original idea that was asked of you. And then number 11, which has also been covered, is you need to exhibit your knowledge, and the assignment is an exhibition of your work. Again, assume that the person who is reading does not know what you are talking about. And maybe let me write it. What's happening here? What was it now? I forgot what I was. Okay, assume that the person reading the assignment does not know what you are talking about, which means then you would need to talk in detail and explain it as if the person does not really know. And then with regards to question 1, explain the micro business and provide examples. Okay, these are just some of the things. In this question, let's go through it. You had to analyze the type of entrepreneurial venture and which key functional areas enable the individual to deal with external factors. Include your analysis in the following point. So the discuss whether it's a micro, small, or medium-sized business. Functional management skills that are important to me. I think if you got micro or small, you got your mark, but you also had to elaborate. So the insights that I saw there, and functional management skills that are important to me. So if we're talking about the micro, like I said, if it's small or micro, you would get your marks. You also had to provide examples. That's one of the things I really picked up, that some of you didn't provide examples. There are 9 key functional areas, and you had to discuss all 9, not just the one that you deem as important, because like I said, you cannot get marks for something that you did not write. And then what is a criteria for a small business? So for instance, if you say that this business, Tumi's business, is small, why is it that you say that the business is small? The criteria for a small business is this number of working people, this number of income, etc. And you think that Tumi's business is small because you suspect that, And then what does Tumi's business qualify as? Why does Tumi's business qualify as small? If you say SMME, which SMM or E? So is it S? Is it small, medium? What is it, micro, medium, or E? I forgot what E stands for. SMME, small enterprise, or enterprise. Yeah, is it SMM? Is it SMM? SM or Yeah. And then management skills, not functions. So some of you guys would discuss the 9 or the 8, I think it's 9 functions of the business. That's not what you were asked for. However, I did give you guys marks if you were discussing that. Obviously, I wouldn't give you full marks because obviously you're going off a tangent. However, just displaying that you kind of know what it's all about. However, the functional management skills, these are you can find in your book on page 15 to 19. So you had to discuss any of these. Again, when you list it, you explain it, and you also have to provide an example, and that would get you all of your marks. And then with regards to question 2 was you had to outline the functional management skills that are important to do me. Oh, sorry. Question 2, discuss the business environment of the entrepreneurial venture, and you had to include the market micro and the market environment. And much like I said with, the insights, the general insights, you need to exhibit your work. You need to answer all of them. If there were 12, you need to discuss this. So you need to discuss all the elements of the business environment, and you need to discuss all the variables of each element in detail. And here we've got the micro. If you had to mention that it has the mission statement, the functions of the business, and the production factors, or if it's the market, you had to mention the market, the competition, and the suppliers. And if it's the macro, you had to discuss all economic, social, technological, physical. So not just the 3, your top 5, etc. You had to discuss 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 6, all 12 of these points in order for you to get your marks. And then when you do is you explain, you provide examples, you provide further elaboration on the concept in order for you to then get your full marks. Question 3, you had to explain that the process that Tumi should follow to cultivate a creative attitude as an entrepreneur. So the focus was on Tumi herself. Some people made a mistake of saying creativity and talking about the business. That is incorrect because you needed to talk about Tumi. So yeah, Tumi as an entrepreneur. So number 1, refer to your prescribed book for theoretical accuracy. A lot of you guys, all you just do is you go on Google and then you Google creativity, and then whatever answer you find, that's what you put in there, and you will find that it's not quite relevant and quite accurate as per the prescribed textbook. And then you need to discuss these in detail and not just list them, and what do each mean, and what is the implication for Tumi. And here you had to mention that, in order for her to harness her creativity, she can actively seek ideas, write down ideas, view a topic from someone else's perspective, break her routine, explore gray areas, or use creative techniques. So any of these, all of these, in fact, would you had to then discuss for question 3. And then question 4, you basically have to say what type of business, what is it, business format, describe the business format that for the entrepreneurial venture. And the business format, you had to either choose between a sole proprietor partnership, closed corporation, or a PTY LTD. And a closed corporation, we all know that it's no longer, you can no longer register it in South Africa. However, any of these that you have then chosen and reasoned would work, you would basically be able to get your marks. The last time I had a class, I mentioned that, if you say to me sole proprietor, I wouldn't be impressed. But I must say that the answers that I found in the assignment, a lot of you guys said sole proprietor. And the reason behind it was actually like very, you sold the idea, you justified it very well. So yeah, I was quite impressed with the reasoning that you guys used. And then remember, you then go, to get more marks. I mean, this is out of 15. You're not going to just say sole proprietor and explain with one sentence. For 15 marks, somebody even said, what are the pros, what are the cons of each? Which one do they think, compared to the others? So whatever way in which you find to discuss to get you those marks. And then number 5, develop a mission statement. And a lot of you guys, or some of you guys, missed this and did not necessarily develop the mission statement. And then with clear objectives for the entrepreneurial venture. Some of you also did not realize that the objectives were separate from the mission statement. So the mission statement. Remember, with a mission statement, it's got. Sorry, I'm fixing a mistake as I'm going along. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the mission statement has 9, or is it 10? Yeah, 10 questions that every business's mission statement needs to address. So when you were developing your mission statement, I was looking out for these 10 elements, okay? And then you also had to create SMART objectives. So using the mission statement to create SMART objectives. So some of you guys would say, S equals, this is what it is, M is what another one, that's not exactly what it means. If you say you want to increase your sales, SMART, measurable, accurate, etc., then you would say, is it measurable? If you're trying to increase your sales, maybe then it means you increase them from 10% to 20%. Yes, that is measurable in a timeliness manner, which means by when would you want to achieve those. So looking at the criteria of the SMART criteria, that's what I then use to see whether your objectives are right or wrong. Yeah, and then like we said, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. And then, yeah, here's an example that somebody used, and this is actually incorrect. If I can, it's not really correct. It's not really that incorrect, but it's not really correct. So see, they said SMART, if a SMART, S for, I don't know what S means. But let me see, S means specific. Then they said M is measurable. So no, so every objective must be SMART, if that makes sense. Yeah. And that's about it for the feedback on your assignment. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else. Let me check. There's nobody in the room. That means that's it for our session for today. Thank you so much. What I will do then is I will make a recording for the learning unit 7 and 8, the ICE task discussions, and then yeah. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.